Hi, Moline High School. Welcome to your social emotional lesson for December 18th, 2024 about empathy. This video is focused on freshmen, sophomores, and seniors. So our agenda for today is first we're going to talk about some counseling department updates. Then we're going to talk about what is empathy. We're going to watch a video and we have an activity for today. So first talking about our counseling department updates. Course requests for next school year, 2025-26, will be happening in January and February. All information will be posted in the grade level Google Classrooms. It'll be sent out in emails and it'll be posted on the Moline High School website. SEL time is going to be used for videos to show you how to request in Skyward and where to look at information to choose your classes and the electives that you are interested in taking. For everyone, semester one ends on January 17th. There is a link to the final exam schedule that can be found on the Moline High School website. Finals are going to be on January 15th, 16th, and 17th, so you can look at that later. This link will be in your grade level Google Classroom. And the other question that we get a lot is about the attendance incentive. That is located on the Moline High School website in the handbook. I'm just kind of showing you where it's located, but we're going to talk about it here on the next slide. So, attendance incentive for finals. A student may elect to be exempt from taking a cumulative written semester final exam if he or she meets the following requirements and has a cumulative course grade of an A, B, or C. So in other words, like it says down here, any student with a cumulative course grade of a D or an F will be required to take the final exam regardless of your attendance or discipline status. So if you have an A, B, or C in the class, you can have no more than 5 absences from the class, no more than 5 tardies from a class, and no more than 1 major referral. So in other words, if you have exactly 5 absences, you're still okay. That 6th absence pushes it out of the way. If you have 5 tardies, that's okay. Your 6th tardy means you have to take the final. If you have 1 major referral in that class, you're still okay. If you have 2 major referrals, that's not okay. Absences are any absence. It doesn't matter if it's excused or if it's a mental health day. All of that, all absences are counted unless you were counted in the building. If you were counted in the building, you were on a field trip or you were at the nurse or you were with the dean or you were with the counselor. In building don't count. Any other absence, excused, not excused, or truant are all considered an absence. If you have questions, talk to your teacher. Your teacher can help you determine what's going on in their classroom for their final. Okay, let's jump into empathy. So this is a little bit of a repeat for the sophomores and the seniors. We've talked about this in the past. Freshmen, this is the first time you're hearing it from me. I hope it's not the first time you're learning about empathy. So I looked up a definition online of empathy, and this is the definition that I found that I wanted to share. It's a noun that refers to the ability to understand and feel what someone else is feeling, or to see the situation from their point of view. The specific emotion that someone is who is feeling empathetic feels kind of varies, depends on the situation. It's a very important interpersonal skill for someone to have empathy. There we go. Okay. I found this other way to talk about it from this kidshealth.org website, and I kind of liked what it was talking about here. Understanding how others feel and why. So people are naturally designed to try to understand others. Right here, this says part of EQ. This came from an article talking about an emotional intelligence or an emotional quotient, kind of like your IQ, and instead of IQ, we call it an EQ, your emotional quotient. So part of EQ is to be able to imagine how other people might feel in certain situations. It's about understanding why they feel the way they do. So being able to imagine what emotion a person is likely feeling, even when you don't actually know, you're not feeling it with them necessarily, but you understand that they are having an emotion and you understand and can kind of feel what they might be going through. That's empathy. Empathy helps us to care about others and build good friendships and relationships, and it guides us on what to say and how to behave around someone who is feeling strong emotions. So, another thing that we can say is like, I understand what it's like to be in your shoes. I understand what it's like, or I understand that you are going through something. Being empathetic is just understanding that somebody has a perspective, somebody's having a feeling, somebody's experiencing something, and you can acknowledge that that's happening and understand the feeling that they're going through. So, why is empathy important and why is it important to know about this? Excuse me, having empathy allows you to accept the differences in people around you, just acknowledging that it exists and that they have differences. Have you noticed differences in the people around you? I'm assuming that you have, or the people in your classroom. And the differences that we can see are very obvious. I think we can all talk about that pretty simple. Hair, skin, clothes, or differences that we hear, like what people's voices sound like, the languages they speak, how people speak, dialect, where you come from, that kind of thing. When the differences in the way that you talk at a job or at school versus at home, like all of that is very different. And then there's a lot of differences that we may not see or hear. Like we don't always know where people live. We don't know their background. We don't know their values and beliefs, culture, medical diagnoses. Sometimes you don't know what's going on with somebody if they haven't shared it with you. So just understanding that everybody has their own path, has their own life, has things going on in their lives that you don't know about, that's just being empathetic. And having empathy and understanding other people's differences makes the world a little bit more kind and understanding when you can just accept that everybody has their own life and is different. And just because they have a different path doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It just means it is what it is. So now we're going to watch a video. I'm actually going to hide my webcam for a moment and we're going to watch this video together.
Empathy is a choice, an opportunity to put yourself in someone else's situation, to view the world through the lens of someone else's circumstances.
Empathy is the ability to think about what someone else is going through, imagining yourself in that place.
Empathy is seeing with the eyes of another, listening with the ears of another, and feeling with the heart of another.
Empathy is being there for people who are your closest friends or someone you don't even know.
Empathy takes work, it takes practice. Empathy requires each one of us to stop thinking only of ourselves and to start thinking of others.
In our world, everybody has a need for empathy, whether it is great or small.
Every day, in every school, students are made fun of, outcasted, looked down upon, and made to feel worthless.
Life can be lonely at times. It's important to feel like someone has your back.
We judge people when we do not understand them.
People say sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you, as if that were true at all.
Empathy towards others encourages hope, encourages love, or encourages tolerance.
Respect people's feelings. Even if it doesn't mean anything to you, it could mean everything to them.
Empathy shows the people that are hurting that someone cares and that they are not alone.
Instead of putting others in their place, put yourself in their place.
No prescription works like empathy can.
We must step out of our comfort zone and be the reason someone smiles today.
Empathy is like a wildfire. a simple spark can ignite a chain reaction of compassion.
Empathy can change the world, starting with just one person, and that one person could be you.
Okay, I really like that video. I know that we've watched it before for those of you who have done this before, but I think it's a good reminder that everybody, all high schoolers out there go through this. And I think just being a little empathetic and being understanding for each other can just kind of help make us all a little bit more kinder and make the world a little bit more kind. Here are the activities for today. The walk in my shoes activity we have done before, last couple of years. And so if you have already done the walk in my shoes activity, you could choose maybe the other activity. The walk in my shoes activity is it's Google Slides that are located. Everybody's going to have their own set of Google Slides, and the objective is to show empathy and compassion by teaching each other about yourself. That's what this is about. So what you need to do is you can, on the Google Slides, you'll have a blank slide that looks like this, that you can insert text boxes and give some information about yourself that you can share with other people in your classroom. So here's mine. I'm gonna move my screen up here. So here's some things like examples of what you may want to put on there. Who's in my family? I have 3 sisters and 2 brothers. I love music. I lived in North Dakota. I can be a little emotional at times. I love being outside. So just different stuff about me that I would share with everybody. So that is one activity. And teachers, you could direct everybody to use the slides in the Google Classroom, or I have a PDF version as well if you wanted to print this off. Then, for those of you who have already done that activity, I have a Google Doc with some discussion questions, and you could do these as pairs, small groups, or whole class. So just some discussion, just like 3 little discussion questions about empathy and getting everybody to kind of talk amongst each other about empathy. So that is what I have for today. As always, have a wonderful rest of your day. We're about to go to break. Have a great holiday, and I will see you next year. Have a good one, guys. Bye.